It is stress-free from here on out. Nothing to worry about. Leafs are in the playoffs. You know, no reason to freak out about anything. Can't wait to see who we're going to play. So we're just enjoying things in the meantime, right? Bobrovsky, that's a name that keeps floating around, forever. Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole made that guy infamous with their whole, you're off the case, Bobrovsky. And then you're back on the case, Bobrovsky. And you're off the case again, Bobrovsky. And all that stuff. Like, this is a name that's been floating around in my hockey viewing life for a while now. And, I thought he played a really good game. Sloppy goal on the Hall's one, right? On a Hall's goal. It was a little sloppy there. I mean, we're good. We're happy to see Hall get it. Don't get me wrong. But overall, I mean, that probably shouldn't go in. And I'm sure Bobrovsky would agree on that. But still, after that, he really buckled down, and I thought Bobrovsky was definitely the better goalie tonight. Not that Campbell didn't play well, but Bobrovsky tapped into something you don't get to see very often, right? Because I think the Leafs did really have the better chances. The better chances overall were had by Toronto, especially near the end there. Oh my goodness. The amount of stuff that they were doing. They were probably, it looked like they were lighting them up. It looked like they were lighting Florida up every second. But no, nothing was going in. And a big part of that was Bobrovsky. I give D credit when it's the defense that's doing it. And they played their part a little bit too. Don't get me wrong. Florida, no slouches. But still, I think the Leafs just had the better chances, but they were all Swedish and no finish, right? No finish. They couldn't put it in the back of the net. Sometimes you just can't buy one, Sometimes you just can't buy one. But, they still had a lot of opportunities. So I can't really complain about that. I think both teams really just have the same identity, right? Both teams really just say to themselves, look, we're going to score goals tonight. That's what we're aiming for. We don't care about anything else. We're just going to outscore you, right? And it's kind of funny watching two teams like that play against each other because normally, and I would say Florida's probably like this too, but normally for Toronto, if they're not scoring, they're not winning. And that's just it, right? Because they can't hold anybody off defensively. But they need to be attacking all the time. So I definitely don't think Florida is much different than that. So it's interesting seeing them collide, right? Two similar teams colliding like that. We definitely liked seeing our friend Mikheyev get in the mix there. Getting a little feisty as well. I'm liking seeing some of these players get feisty. It's been really cool to see. Past couple games now. Bunting not coming back from getting hit in the face with the puck there, right? And he took a shot. He took a shot to the back of the head like last game from Tampa too, man. Let's not forget that, right? So there was that as well. But yeah, hopefully he comes back. Usually face injuries are the ones you can come back from the quickest, right? Because they'll just slap a cage on you, right? As long as you can see properly and you don't have a concussion, they don't care if you got your jaw wired shut. They don't care if your nose is all busted up, right? Like, really? Right, Rush? Hey, thanks for that. First time chat there, throwing in that as well with one of those cheers. Thank you very much. So, yeah, poor Bunting. And you know what? Look, you could say, like, oh, Florida might be missing guys too, so it shouldn't matter that Bunting was out for the rest of the game. But it is a lot different to lose a player mid-game than to have to scratch a player because they're injured beforehand. You know what I mean? Because at least beforehand, you can establish your full lineup. It's difficult when you lose a player in the middle of a game, the way that Bunting went out. So there is that has to be addressed. Like it's tough to get your rhythm right when now you're down a man on the bench. So I hope people are a little bit more forgiving with comments and stuff like that tomorrow in the media, because it's not the same. It's not the same as just losing the guy outright. So they did have to deal with that, right? That's part of it. So you got two teams deadlocked with their nonsense of just like always having to score. Well, I shouldn't say nonsense, but like that's their styles. And it all came down to kind of just like luck a little bit, right? Just who's going to screw up first? Who's going to screw up first is what it all came down to. Not who's going to come up with an elite play. I didn't expect one of those to win the game. I knew it was going to come down to something silly, something crazy. The Leafs almost gave it up in overtime in the first 10 seconds, man. Giving up a breakaway. All right, and our boy Soup right there in the chat, Leslie sounding it off there, comes through big time. Huge save in that overtime. Kept the Leafs in it. God, I love that guy. You know what I mean? I love Campbell for reasons exactly like that. But, you know, I still don't like the way the Leafs play their what's it called? Their 3-on-3 overtimes. I don't like it. It's so offensive all the time. You do not need to do that, you know? Like, if anything, defense almost matters more in overtime than it does in the regulation time, right? So let's see, man. Let's see what we got. I don't think this is really a test of anything to come. And that goes for Florida, too, because if Florida's supposed to be this dominating team that can destroy anybody, well, why do they struggle a lot? Well, not struggle, but why are games so close with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Right? If they're supposed to be so much better than everybody the Florida Panthers are, well, then, like, why do they have these pretty evenly matched games with Toronto? You tell me, right? I guess we're not that far off the pace. So I think that's about it for me. Just want to thank everybody showing up tonight. You know what I mean? And like Rush 10 being the first time chat tonight. We love picking up new folks along the way. Leslie, as always, for setting off a bunch of stuff. And everyone else following along and getting their little say in as well, too. So thank you very much. Don't forget to follow on, you can follow here. You can subscribe on YouTube. That's always nice. We're getting really far up in that just day by day. So, and we cracked the 4,600 mark, for at least for a little while there on Instagram. I don't know where it's at now, but it's been going great. So let's get into it, all right? All right, let's see what y'all are saying.